All right, what's up, everyone? Happy Friday. What's up, Myron?
Happy Friday, Bobby. Man, I love these podcasts so much because we get to I don't know, nerd out, talk about stuff we really want to talk about. We don't have to pretend that we don't like
Hmm.
AI and automation and stuff like that. You know what I mean? We can just be
Mhm.
ourselves and, build, not build, but like help other people who are in the same mindset about this stuff. And I just have fun. I have fun on these podcasts, man. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, same here. Same here. Last week, because every week for the CRM that you created, we have that weekly call, which I have like blocked on my calendar every single week. And last week, I think after some of the questions and everything were answered, we spent like 30-45 minutes talking through what would have been a great podcast episode in itself,
Yes.
but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Bobby, what episode is this? Are we on episode 10?
10.
What?
Yeah, I know. It's awesome, man. Awesome. That is crazy. Yeah, how fast this has come up. Um, yeah, I mean, like you said, we really enjoy just talking through this stuff, getting to brainstorm, getting to talk through ideas, things that are on our mind. It's
Yeah,
like stuff that we're actively going through right now, trying to figure out. Um, and we get to kind of share that. So it's a lot of fun.
exactly.
Yeah. So this episode, a lot, I mean, like a lot of our episodes too, but this one is really focused on as an integrator or an operator, however you want to label it, a rainmaker, the person that's really creating the systems, this, maybe handling the CRM, handling a lot of the processes, making operations more efficient. This is how are those roles, or how those people, how can you, if you fit that role, how do you make active income, or how do you create active income, and like what are different ways that an operator and integrator can create that active income. And the obvious is doing deals, right? Like anything, uh, whether you're wholesaling or you're buying real estate, right? Like that is a way, especially if you're wholesaling, that is an active income, absolutely. As an integrator, an operator, you can make money that way. Um, and we're going to dive into like some of the other ways that we are creating active income for ourselves today, and then brainstorm on some other ideas, things that we'd like to see or like to do, um, potentially going forward. So this will be fun.
Yeah. I think a lot of the struggle is to me, it's twofold. I'm not trying, working to make money, working as an integrator, working as a slash partner, developer, building these tools, building these things that people use. And, you know, um, don't ask me how many things I've tried. Like I've tried a ton and not everything takes off, right? Not everything makes you $100,000 a year. So like you have to kind of test the market, and you will test the market and do something that, you know, doesn't really hit, and you go, oh, okay, now I get it. Um, but you got to everything. I'm like, everything I do like I see it as a bigger thing, right? So like if I have this, it can fit into my what could I call that? I want to say system, but like it looks at a bigger. I look at it as the bigger picture, right? Like if I make a contract generator, it can fit in with Alloy Blaster in a way because they'll want to do contracts. So let's like make like everything kind of like is spider web together, and that's what I want.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
um, it's not, and not, we will try to launch things like, man, we get these ideas and we're like, dude, no, this is simple. This is simple. This will be easy. This will be cool. And like nobody buys it. you know,
Mhm.
and so I think a couple things like like you need active income, right? If you're full time or wanting to be full time and leave your W-2, you need to make some serious money. And so, like, I'm just to let you know, Bobby, I'm like going back into wholesale. I left wholesale for like dang near a year. Just like I'm not, if something comes my way, okay, I'll look at it. But like I kind of had my little time where I started developing, started putting tools on the tools out. And I'm like, no, I need to get back into like really get back into wholesaling. And then that will kind of like push me to build bigger things as well.
Yeah, you're practicing. You're basically you're in the field. You're in the game. Like you are just like sharpening the tools and the things that you've built, right? Because I use a lot of the tools that you've built. I mean every single day, right? So and to to wholesale and to work on a team and to help create more efficient operations, more, remove friction from the day to day so that we can continue to do more and provide more for the team, like lead managers,
Yeah.
closers, all that. So yeah, absolutely. That's great. That's super exciting that you're getting back into it. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes. And like we were talking just before the podcast started, we were talking like, dude, we got to get our calendar straight because um if we're trying to do everything at once, we get nothing done. Right. And um I'm like, you know what? All it is time on my calendar. I need to like, I'm like, this is the summer break. Our kids are out of school. I have to make time with them. I want to. I want to make time with them. I want to make time for working, like generating income. And it's like, I would put on my calendar, like, let's say, developing LOI Blaster 2.0. Okay. So that's like, I get a 2 hour on Monday, a 2 hour on Wednesday, something like that. And I want to make some websites for some people. So I literally put on my calendar, make websites. Honestly, I went through it a couple of weeks and I'm like, this is too vague. Like, I'm making a website for this person. I'm gonna work on this client's website. Like, and I was trying to make it set so I didn't have to really look at it anymore. Just like, hey, every week, Monday for 2 hours, LY Blaster. Okay, after that, work on websites. Like, no, I actually need to drill down more and put the things that I'm doing every week, like drill down and say, this week I'm gonna in the LY Blaster 2.0, I'm gonna do these things. I'm gonna fix these things. The websites, I'm gonna build this person's website and get it launched and send her a loom and da 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 da. Like say what the heck I'm gonna do because I'm still too. I can still make it up, and I'm probably drilling down too far. But like I actually need this. I need to go this week. I need to accomplish these freaking tasks, and it's not so open.
Right.
It's good to like say these 2 hours do this, these 2 hours do that, but I need to give myself more direction every week. So
Yeah,
thank you.
I like that.
Thank you.
I think that's my biggest. That is the same for me as well. Because yeah, because you try and create these like recurring things on your calendar so that it makes your life easier because it's tough to sit down and just plan out your week, and you're like, well, if I create recurring, then like there I am. I'll just be robotic and be like every day like this. I'm gonna start to do this. I'm going to do my websites, or I'm going to build work on the back end in the CRM, or I'm going like, and on top of that too. So I like that a lot, like being more specific about what it is that you're doing. And then also the thing that I've been thinking through and building out the calendar is like, how does that create active income for me, or how does that lead to, if it's not directly, how does that eventually like lead to, that's an active income activity, and I'm not just doing something that is ultimately not getting me to where I want to go. Like I have longer term goals, but also active income is the number one thing on top of my mind right now, is creating that active income. So if I'm planning my week and I'm not, and the things that I'm doing, this is what I've noticed too, is like, if I'm taking a meeting, it's important to network and build up to, but it's like, well, but am I networking with intention? Am I like, how can I use the space in my calendar when it's not with family to lay the foundation for creating the active income? And I think that's so eye-opening to me, how much I was not doing that, or not intentional enough about it. And that's the biggest thing. I actually, this is really good that you brought this up, because I think in talking through what are the different ways an integrator operator can create active income, the general biggest thing too is, well, once you kind of understand what it is, you need to plan it out so that you're active, that you are being intentional about creating that active income. And with a limited time, whether you have a W-2, like I have a W-2, so I have limited time during the day, and then I have a family and young ones, so I'm spending time with them. So all the other times, how am I using that up? What's exciting about what we do is we don't have to be working hours to make money, right? We don't have to be on when agents are on.
Yep.
We can work early mornings, late nights, and create active income that way, which is cool.
Yeah, I started doing a reactivation campaign for wholesaling in my CRM. So I took all of the real estate agents, not all of them. I took all the real estate agents, and I'm going to put them into a workflow, and I'm going to text them and say, hey, I'm looking for deals. We're going to sell them to hedge funds, And I'm just going to set it up and cross my fingers. Okay. Bro, I got like 10 leads yesterday. It was insane.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, you just have to commit. Like, God, it's so easy, but it's hard. You know what I mean? Like, yep. I just gotta do it. I just gotta take the action. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
And like I said at the beginning, like you just have to take action. Not everything's gonna work out, but like I have the blessing to like experiment with stuff, right? I have the blessing to go like, let me just get a harebrained idea, try it. And if it works, cool. If it doesn't, cool. I know that I maybe need to tweak it or whatever. So like I went through that workflow probably 4 or 5 times, just like, okay, what happens if kind of things, like built it out probably a little bit too much. But I go, cool, okay, I gotta go. Boom. I said I was gonna do it today. I'm doing it today. I'm not gonna wait another day. Boom, go. And anyway, it's just like we can sit on the dude. When I got the idea for LOI Blaster, and I feel like a dummy saying this, but I think it was like 8 months before I actually told anybody that I had built it. Right? I just like kept it in my team. That was it. Like I built this thing, underwrites, and it sends out the offers really fast, right? And I'm like, what a dummy. What a big old dummy to keep that, right? And now I'm like, I've changed my mind. Like I need to go fast to market. Fast to market. Like the more value you bring, this is when I was at Squad Up Summit 2024, the first thing that I heard Pace say when I showed up, he was like, the more value you bring to the market, the more wealth you will. I'm like, God dang it. Yep, he's right. And so since then, I'm just like, I'm not going to keep stuff. I'm just going to try to launch. I'm building to launch, not building to keep. So that helped me. And that's very like in tune with what we're talking about today on like different ways to generate income.
Yeah. I just took a note of, because I think that is like, I'm even interested to really know too. And I'm as like seeing how, like, when you're coming up with ideas and how you launch those so you build to launch, that you're saying, it's like you're creating something that that you're able to get out there to people to monetize very quickly. Like, how, I know you had that mind shift, but how has that changed your approach on how you build those applications and tools for people? Like, how has that changed your approach that now you're building to launch?
When I talk to people, I'll say like, what's the biggest, like I'll literally ask, what's the biggest struggle right now? What's the biggest struggle in your business right now? And I'll go, cool, I'll write it down. Just write down struggles. And like going through wholesale team myself, I know a lot of the struggles, but like, that's basically what I did is like, what are you struggling with? And then it would be different things. It'd be like, I got banned on Facebook because I posted too many times. I'm like, is there a thing for that? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I made too many group posts. You know how people just go to groups and go boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
Like, I wonder if there's a thing to help slow that down. Or, you can pick the groups that you want to post to and say, post this today, set up like group posts on a schedule, right? Like, I wonder if I can build that. And so just like talking to people and getting what their struggles are and going, cool. That means I feel like if one person has that issue, there's more than that person, right? There's several people having that issue. And then it's just like, what are the biggest issues? What are the biggest issues people are running up against? Is it finding deals? Is it dispoing deals? Is it finding capital? What is it? Is it they just want money to fall in their lap? Like I can't build that, but what are the things people need that they struggle with, and how can we bring those to them? And I'm not even like building to wedge. I used to think that way, like, oh, I'm going to build it and I'll wedge myself in all the deals. Like, no, that's cool, but like, I don't really have to have that. I just want to like, I just want people to do better. I want people to have an easier time. Like, yeah, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. The intention. Yeah. So right. What you're focused on is like solving people's problems and being able to try and do that at scale and using tools. Yeah, that's awesome. So like, as an active income, I guess really one of the big things, and one of the ones that the things that you're focused on, I would say, right, is the applications or tools that you build. Would you say that's like one of the biggest things that you've it is the most time intensive, I'm like, of the group, but it's much more satisfying in my opinion to see the tools come to life. But you also have services, like we're providing services as active income too, right? So like creating a website is like more of a service, or doing white glove lead gen service, like generating leads for wholesale teams and being able to provide them leads on an ongoing basis. Like those are services that absolutely, like, so many people need, so many closers need it, so many wholesale teams need it. Just complete consistent, like, whether it's a website, like creating a funnel. And so like, where I'm guessing your the things that you enjoy the most probably is on the software side or the application building tools. The services side though is something that's still it's a faster jump into creating an active income.
What? They made cucumber water. It's good, very good. Thank you. Did you get a taste? You did? Yeah.
So good.
I was having this conversation with Carolyn last night. I was like, dude, I like building websites is fun. Actually, one of the first there was a RV park in Springfield, Missouri. I knew the people who owned it, and they don't own it anymore, but I knew the people who owned it, and I built them a website. And this was like, dang, this must have been 1999 or something like that. But maybe the year 2000, something like that. I built them a website with GeoCities. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, just like some drag and drop old school design thing. I'm like, that's the first time I made $1,500. $1,500. I was like, $1,500? What? You know, when you're like 20 years old, you know, and yeah, dude, I'm like, man, this is full circle. It's coming back around. Like I have fun doing it. The problem is that I'm like, kind of what I've been charging isn't relative to my time, right? I'm spending a lot of time building it and tweaking it and I'm like, God, I need to charge way more. But bro, there's like, if you look up website services, they're rolling like $200 for a website. Like, okay, they're probably trash, but like, is it a race to the bottom on this too? Damn it. And so I just gotta like, I'm gonna charge a good amount. And if I get a customer, then I get a customer. If I don't, then whatever, you know? And I have fun. Yeah, you're right. I have fun doing that stuff. I like building things and going, cool, I did that, you know? And, but dude, I saw, I'm ranting now, but I saw this other company, a website building company. They're running $23 million a year in business. Not that I'm trying to do that, but like people want to update their website as new things come out, as new products, as new backend support services come out. Like AI can be involved now. You know, you can integrate different things into your website. They want that new thing. It's like this new shiny thing that they want, right?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I had my one-on-one with Jamil.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And have you had a one-on-one yet? Have you done
No, I got to set it up. I'm like, feels like I need to do a lot of things before setting it up. I should just set it up.
Yeah, just set it up. He goes, I'm not going to reveal everything he said, but he goes, people want the next thing. People want the next thing. Shiny object syndrome is so real. It's actually a business strategy for a lot of people. I'm like, I'm looking at this as a negative thing, right? You have shiny object syndrome, Bobby. Stop it. But it's actually like a real thing. Like you build something, let it go down. You build the next thing and you build the next thing. And that's just business, right? Like our family, I don't know why I'm thinking of this, but like our family drinks Poppy. Have you had Poppy before?
Is that like soda water?
Soda. It is soda, but it has like 5 grams of sugar, no caffeine, no like weird chemicals in it, you know, and they got bought for, I'm going to say the wrong. I think it was $5 billion. I think, but
wow,
it's like the next thing. What's the next thing? Coke's been around for generations, man. And what's the next thing? People need the next thing. I'm like, yeah, it's just like there's no post button. It's you have to keep going. You have to keep building. You have to keep up. And if you're in technology, you're in AI, you're in services like this, like no, there's no coast button. You have to like you have to build, and then you have to rebuild, and then you have to rebuild, because once you launch, someone else is going to copy exactly what you do. They're going to make it a little better, and you have to go and redo, and you have to re-up, and you have to leapfrog, and they'll leapfrog you, and they'll, so on and so on. This is a leapfrog business, and just get used to it.
Mm.
And so anyway,
that's good. That is good. So it's really focused on the idea of, so like the mindset that you were just talking through around, how do I like reduce friction, or how do I create value for people? How do I solve certain problems? So you're constantly looking for problems to solve using technology. That will never stop. And so the flow of ideas, you're not coming married to any particular idea or tool of like, you put your heart and soul and this is your baby. And if it, and then you just focus on that, it's truly like, let me build it to be what it is. Let me also build things that integrate together.
yes.
And then also how do you monetize that metadata, like, or the IP, like how do you create that, the uniqueness that to what we were talking about last week,
Yes.
is like, how do you, if everybody can create these applications so easily now, or everybody can create tools, and to your point, the race to the bottom, it's not so much the SaaS subscription or the price of this. It becomes like you and your brand, and what's the differentiator? Why would people continue to buy tools, or pay for a subscription? It's like they will follow you or the person that's building it because their brand, but then also, how do you monetize some of that back end, the data that you have, the metadata, all those things that now become so valuable if you can drive traffic, which again comes to branding and all that. And how do you collect that data? I think that's so, which could be an active income thing in itself. I don't know how yet. I don't know how, but I know there are data aggregators out there. There are great ways to use the data that you have in the back end of your tools or software to learn and to
Yeah.
feed other tools potentially.
Yeah. Yeah. So, if I were just like to shift gears, and I'll come back to it, but like if I were just starting, I'm brand new to this industry. I'm brand new to real estate. I'm brand new to Sub2 and Pace Morby and the amazing people that are surrounding this community. Like if I were to go, hey, what's the first thing I would do as more of an integrator person? I would go, let me be like a backup underwriter. Let me be a backup integrator. I'll help you. It could just be like learning your CRM, learning your system, and sending text messages. You can send text messages, right? And then it's like, now I feel like people are just starting. They can go, oh yeah, I should build out a website SEO service. Okay, cool. If you have that background, cool. But like, if you're just starting in this community and you're kind of like, I used to be a truck driver. I want to get started. I don't want to really talk on the phone. I just want to like do the back end work, the integrator stuff. I'm like, you got to learn how to underwrite. That's a big thing. And then, working people's CRMs or helping them build out some like little workflow stuff. Learning how to do the contracts, that can be another thing, really easy to get started. But like going down the road to like build your own, it's like building a legacy type of thing. Like I'm going to build things that make money, right? I want to build something bigger. And I didn't learn this until I started talking to Pace and New Reach and their team. Is like, what's the idea behind it? Like, what kind of information are you grabbing? Like, every tech business is built has backend data. That's where the real value is, right? And I was like, oh, I never even knew that existed.
Hmm.
you know and so like I really thought about it, like, what is easy? I'm like, well, I could do like an algorithm that grades the agent. Like, I don't know, how's that even possible? Like, I have to get demographic information on every agent to know where do they live, do they smoke, do they drive a Cadillac, whatever. Like, what kind of information would help me score an agent? And what I ended up doing is going, we're sending these offers. I can see what zip codes are getting, where the zip codes are. And so, like, I don't see replies on LOI Blaster or anything like that. I just see what the offers are, right? I can see, well, if I like dig into the database, I can like look at where the offers are going out, right? But like, obviously I'm under like a strict, what would I say? There's a protection, right? So like, this is not something I'm going to go and say, oh, I'm going to like redo their offer, right? It's more like I'm interested in where other offers are getting sent and how can I help the other people who join LY Blaster see what's happening and help them make decisions in their business, right? And so, that's a part of my thought process is like, I don't want to create a CRM inside of LY Blaster where we make a mailbox and stuff where like replies come back in, right? I'd rather that feed into a CRM, right? Their own CRM. Okay. So like, anyway, when you're building, let's say like, Bobby, I want to build this program that connects buyers and sellers or wholesalers and buyers together. That's called deal match, right? I'm like, think of the data behind that. What kind of data could we pull? Where are deals getting bought?
Yep.
What kind of deals are getting bought? There's so much data behind that. We'd have access to like entry fees and address, not address. I wouldn't say addresses, the area that people are selling, and know where the flow is, right? And it's another way to like push metadata or whatever you call it. I don't know, push that back in data. So like, contract generator, cool. I mean, that's really a benefit for the people who are going to use it. Right?
Yep.
The people who are going to use it are going to go, whoa, this is dope. Right.
Yep. Yes.
But I fail to see the behind the picture stuff. I fail to see the information behind the curtain on that one. And so it kind of pinged me. I go, we need to do things that make sense that have the aggregate data behind it. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going like all different directions, but like, as a person is doing this, as a person's like getting involved, maybe they're a software developer, they should know this stuff, but like, how can you build something that has better data behind it? Because if you go to exit, your exit's 10 times as strong if you have that data behind it.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah. It's so interesting too, because, I work at a SaaS company, a large like enterprise SaaS company too. And like, we talk about this all the time, to the idea of like, even those big companies don't necessarily know how to monetize their data. Like, there's a lot of opportunities there, because you're thinking about this is like software as a service, the end user, the people that are using the tool, that's my customer, and it is. But like, then how do you take it to the next level? So like for the deal matching idea that you were just discussing, right? It's like, well, can you take that and say, all right, you can basically look at it from an aggregate. If enough users are using the tool, you can get an idea of the like what are buyers looking for today, right? Is there shifts in trends of what buyers are looking for? And obviously all of it's anonymized, all that. This is really just at an aggregate, but this is the metadata that you can then use to sell.
Yes.
If you CRM, right? So like you have a lot of great data with the CRM that you have, and being able to see the data part of how our leads funneling through. So now you can sell your benchmarks. You could sell benchmarks to people want that all the time, right? Like SaaS companies, we're trying to figure out what's the standard in the industry. Well, if you have enough users in your CRM, now you can say, well, how long does it typically take from X stage to X stage, like this stage to that stage? How many leads does it take before I start to see things going into dispo or closed won or whatever? Like now you can create industry standards that people will pay for. And so I love this idea of thinking about this is like the next level of being able to then monetize and create active income as an operator or integrator. If you're trying to build tools, which, you know, in today's day and age is very easy with AI or easier barrier to entry and going through that. Using that backend data now, like I said, you can sell benchmarks. You can do a lot with that data to try and figure out where else is this data, you know, we're able to monetize, I guess. You know, there's like so many different areas that we can go here, but I like this a lot. I think this is like a bonus active income because it's so next level in my eyes. I like the thought that you first had was like, if I was just starting in this, or if I'm an integrator or operator, and I just, my typical way of being able to make money is waiting for deals to close, let's say, which is very common. It's like, I'm going to send out leads. I'm going to manage the CRM. Once a deal closes, that's when I get paid, which is fine. But then like, how do you also create active income? Because we know there's a lot of different factors in being able to close deals. So is there any other, I guess, any other active income? You know, we discussed the JV, we discussed tools, like creating tools, SaaS products. We talked a little bit about services, but maybe there's more around the services. So white glove service for lead generation.
Yeah, dig into that a little more. So what does that mean?
So, right. So there's so many wholesale teams out there. There's teams out there that they want to, acquisition teams, I should say too, that are wholesaling, and they need to generate leads. They need to feed their team of maybe appointment setters or lead managers, and then the closers on that team. They need to feed them constantly, because it is a numbers game at the end of the day. So if I'm lacking consistent, strong leads in my system, having a service that, like I'm doing this today, providing a service for a team where I'm generating leads, and maybe they're low equity leads, they're high equity, trying to find cash deals, either direct to agent or direct to seller. I'm pulling all these leads. I am generating LOIs to now blast off to these are a lot of them for on market and direct to agent, so that we can then start to get warm leads coming in. And then also, so once I get all those leads, I will, you know, generate an LOI or a soft offer that we can send out. I'll bring it into the CRM for the team, and then put it through the workflows so that now we're automating a campaign that will go out to agents. And now me as an integrator in that sense, the Rainmaker, I step back and now the team does their thing, right? Like now they're off to the races. I can get paid a monthly fee for those services. Whether or not I get paid or whether or not the deal closes, I still get paid because I'm generating a service. I'm using my tools to get those leads going. And then, I'm providing very much needed. This is how you continue the momentum on a wholesale team, which a lot of times can often fluctuate because you're constantly getting new people in. There's a lot of turnover. So that's basically like that white glove service. And that's just for lead gen. There's other like services as well that you can kind of bake into that as well.
Yeah. Okay. So you, as a integrator, you're going, okay, cool. Let me pull the list. Let me make sure it's clean data. I will upload it into your CRM. I will set up all the workflows. I will set up whatever, the AI bot or whatever, and I will help you, or even help your team put appointments on the calendar or get leads, basically, and make sure everything's organized.
Yeah.
And you can either take a flat monthly fee, or be a JV partner when the deal closes.
Yep.
In a nutshell.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
The flat fee obviously is more consistent, and and it makes a lot more sense to maybe an acquisitions team that there's more of the pie of an assignment fee to the rest of the team. So it's if your team is cranking, you can, as someone that's generating leads, and if you're providing that service, you can get paid however many, under like $1,000 or whatever the cost is, but like you get paid a flat fee a month. And if the deal closes, that team gets to split their wholesale fee, right? They don't have to pay the integrator on that sense. So it's like it's a win-win in my eyes, especially if you're priced appropriately. And there are so many teams that would greatly benefit from that. I know there's some white glove lead gen services out there, and I know a lot of people have benefited from it because that is one of the most that's where everything starts, right? Generate some good leads, and then the rest will follow. Cool. What else? What other active income ideas do you either practice today or want to practice?
I've started building websites for people. I kind of talked about it, but it's like, do you have a wholesale company? Do you have an investment company? Do you have are you wanting to buy? Are you wanting to wholesale? Are you wanting to lend? Do you just want like a personal brand website? Do you have, and I started doing those, and I've done about like 8 websites so far. And then I'm like, you know what? It'd be cool if I grabbed and I went off on a tangent on this, but I go, if you have a business, what are the businesses that like they have a hard time getting to their phone? I started just thinking like car washes, laundromats, pressure washer companies, lawn mowing or landscaping companies, pool service, things like that. Like, it'd be cool to build some websites for those people, and then build out like a bigger CRM base for them, right? So like, I have a CRM for landscapers. I have a CRM for pool service people, things like that. I started going down that rabbit hole, and like just getting some quick cash up front to do the work, and then having some reoccurring CRM. I wouldn't say it's passive, but it's just like, but there's less work having the income from the CRM come in. You just want to make sure you're providing support for them, right? And it's not such a heavy lift. So that's kind of like what I've been thinking. I'm putting time on my calendar for that. to building out websites that integrate with CRMs. And it's just so cool what we can do with websites and CRMs now. It's like, hey, when you get a lead, it can literally go bing and text you on your phone, right? Or it doesn't text you on your phone, right? Whatever you're wanting, we can make it happen, which I think is just incredible.
Yeah.
We can have AI handle the conversation, right? Voice AI or texting AI can handle the conversations for you. And it's just like, wow, this is life-changing stuff for a lot of people.
Yes. Yeah. And to your point of earlier when you were mentioning that people are constantly looking for that new thing and they will pay for that. The AI component is such a big one, right? Like even within the CRM, like if I don't know how to do it, if I'm a closer, if I'm somebody that has an acquisitions team or whatever the case is, I'm like, man, it'd be more effective, efficient if we can start to integrate AI into the system, and that will help in whatever areas, like maybe appointment setting. And it's like, but I need help on setting that up. Like I need to get somebody's time. Like those are little quick wins of like, hey, can I help implement AI into your CRM today? And those are one-time services, but still it's like those little things, but people need to know to come to you for that and be able to actually to monetize that too. And I think that's the biggest thing. It's like we're doing this all the time. And you forget how valuable it is to people that don't do it all the time.
Right.
At least in my mind, that's like one of the biggest things. I forgot where I heard it, but they're like, don't just because it's easy to you doesn't mean it's any less valuable.
Yes.
And I think that's the biggest thing is how do we constantly creating? I really go back to the thing that you said, right? Build to launch, or how do I shift? How do I create? I have an idea. How do I create it in a way that will bring value, make people's lives easier, and being able to monetize that and get it out to people. Yeah, go ahead.
I just really want to say, like, it's not an easy thing. It wasn't for me when I started. It's not an easy thing to build and go, I just spent the last whatever many hours, days, weeks building this. I don't want to build to launch. I want to build to like use it myself. And I was there, like I really was stuck. And that is a scarcity mindset for real. And so like the cool thing is we have this podcast. So like if you have an idea and you're like, Bobby, I have this idea for XYZ. What do you think? And all the confidentiality in the world, we're not going to like take it and go, outperform you or anything like that. We want to help people. I would love to have people come on and go, I have this idea. I want to launch it. And we just like help them launch it.
I love that.
Wouldn't that be so dope? That'd be so fulfilling. Right. So, if you're watching this and you have an idea, we'd love to, help you just get to the next level, even just talking with you. I think that would be so fun. Anyway,
I like that a
lot. What is the difference between your white glove service and something that you were talking about earlier, the fractional COO? Is there a difference between doing something like that?
Yeah, it's fundamentally the same. There is, it's for anybody that's heard of the terms like fractional CFO or fractional COO, or like, can you bring somebody on that is not necessarily a W-2 or not an employee of your business, if your real estate business, or actually in any business really, but you're more on a retainer. You're getting paid a monthly retainer fee, and it'll scale. Like it'll vary depending on a number of things. But is it $2,000 a month? Is it $10,000 a month? But you're basically offering, like, you're leading, and you are essentially running like as if you're a chief operating officer, right? And you are running that business without being an actual employee at that business. So as a business owner, it is it depending on where you're at in your business, it makes more sense to do that, because you're not the you can keep your expenses low, but also you're getting someone that is a thought leader in the space, that is a leader in that space, that is really coming in to just creating that leadership for your teams. And then obviously you'll have like integrators and other folks that are working on the operations below them too, that might be part of your team, that might be JVing, but they are just going to help you scale faster and in the overall operations, not just like lead generation, which is a white glove service. This is a role on your team that is not necessarily salaried, but somebody that's going to help you scale and transform your business. So it's a higher end. As a fractional COO, you're going to be obviously making more, and depending on how much time that you need to put into that particular business, where they're at, their maturity, all of that, you can also do that for another company, right? Like, however much you can scale that part of it, you could be a fractional COO for like 2 businesses and really help them scale and just be kind of the leader of from an operations standpoint in that business. So that's more what that is. It's like 10x of like a white glove service. It's everything wrapped up into a one role that's going to help you scale.
Got it. So it'd be like, how do they get paid though? So is it JV? Is it consulting fees? Is it both? What do you think?
It would be it'd be consulting fees, although you could probably to come down on that monthly retainer, if you will, that consulting, that monthly flat fee that you would pay. You could maybe introduce or say, hey, also for every deal that we do, you'll get a percentage of it. And maybe that can help you keep costs down as a business owner. And as the COO, you're like, I'm still making a good amount for what I'm doing too. Plus I get a percentage of that. So I think you can get creative as you need for, but the standard is like, I'm going to get paid a monthly retainer, flat fee every month for those service. That role.
And that's more like, that's probably dependent on the team that you're working with. So like a brand new team who's doing 2 deals a month is not going to be able to pay you like one that's doing 25, right?
Right. Yep.
So it's a different conversation with different teams, but okay, I like that. I get it. So it's like the white glove service is like, I'm pulling the list, I'm putting it in, I'm helping with lead generation. And the COO is like, okay, you have somebody doing lead generation, cool. You have a TC, cool. Like, let's make sure it's more of like an operator standpoint.
Yeah.
It's like, let's make sure the money's not falling through the cracks. Let's make sure we're efficient with our time. Let's make sure that have stuff that's the programs that we use are integrated, or I'm not like doing 2 things doing one thing with 2 programs. So like just efficiencies and things like that.
Yep.
Is that about right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
This person will be a leader on the team, and they will basically, like Molly is to Pace. It's just it's fractional, so you're not going to be like 40 hours a week, 9 to 5. It'll be whatever's needed to help that business transform, and I think that's it's unique, and depending on where you're at, like if I was a closer, if I was somebody that owned a business, to be like, man, operations is killing me. I need to be able to hire someone, but I can't. Like, I don't have the enough to pay somebody a salary that I know would need to be in here to make this successful. What do I do? This is an alternative method to getting someone that's strong. You're not just getting somebody that just knows how to generate leads or underwrite. These people know how to do from end to end and understand that this is what it takes to scale this operation.
Got it. That's cool. That sounds fun.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think we touched on all the ones that we, from, white glove service to fractional, like operations, service, or I guess you could say a role that somebody can play on a team, building the CRM for people, automations, creating products or applications, software, and then partnering, JVing on as part of a team as well. Is there anything else that you'd want to touch on? I think we covered everything that we wanted.
No, dude, I think I was a little bit all over the place because I just have a lot rolling around in there, but like, no, I think that's pretty good. I would just say reach out if you're starting out as an integrator. We do Zooms all the time. We do lives all the time. We'd love to talk with you. Reach out to us. You see Bobby's Instagram right there, at Bobby Souza. My Instagram right here, Miron Briley. Reach out to us. We'd love to help you out. Love to see you on this podcast. That'd be really fun.
Yeah. We definitely I want to promote that too. Just like, come on, share an idea, and let's have one of these podcasts be something where we can like bring people up and kind of help turn those ideas into like taking that next step.
Yeah.
Cool.
We do have, Bobby, if you want to send some people to our website.
Yes.
I have that ready to go.
Awesome. Okay. All right. So
yeah, it's ready.
The rainmakerpod.com, and it's under resources, right? Free act. Oh, perfect. It's right up there on the first page.
Yep.
Lovely. All right. I'm going to send this link. Everybody, if anybody wants what we talked about in terms of if you're an integrator, an operator, and you want to understand like what are the 7 ways that you can create active income, this link here, I'm going to put it on the banner. Go to the rainmakerpod.com and you will see a button on there that says get the free active income guide. And yeah, it's completely free. Check it out. Feel free to reach out to us, like Miron said, and we'll be happy to dive into any one of these further with you all. And yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. Cool. Thanks, Miron.
Thank you, Bobby. It's always fun and cool to like sit here and just talk through this stuff with you.
Yeah. Agreed.
And what do you know what our topic is for next week by chance? So
next week, I mean, we could talk through AI. Like, I don't know. To me, I like the idea of the going down and figuring out how to monetize like the metadata and things like that too. I don't know, like coming through with ideas, stuff that we just talked about today. But we don't have a topic necessarily for next week yet. If you have any ideas.
It is it's Golden Ticket next Friday. So
are you going? You're going?
No, I'm not going. I'm not going. So I didn't know if we would be too busy or not.
Got it.
So I guess we're gonna have to we're gonna come up with a topic, and if we have to delay, or we can try to record this next week.
Yeah.
But we'll come up with a topic and we'll release it. It might not be live, but we still want to put out that content. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Awesome. Cool. All right. Well, thanks everybody. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, brother.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.